All things are difficult before they are easy. When we are born, we don't even have the skill NBSP, of verbally communicating, yet we pretty much all master it. So even if it may seem impossible to you, don't worry, because there is a way that gets you there. Then you will be perplexed that you were able to master your thesis. If you don't know how to begin to write your introduction, then maybe you need to first get a grip of what an introduction is. You may not fully know the structure, what information goes where. But first, let's grab a coffee. Now let's do it. So let's look up a definition. Introduction. Firstly, the act of introducing, or the process of being introduced. Secondly, something written at the beginning of a book explaining the contents, or said at the beginning of a speech, etc. If a friend introduces you to someone else, they tell that person your name, and some general information about you, like how you know that him or her. It sounds so simple. But think about it, we need to break things down first into little pieces, in order to understand the big picture. When you write an introduction, you name your project first, then tell the reader what it is about. It is that simple. Writing the introduction to a thesis just is a bit more complex. It is scientific. This means that you have to prove a statement with evidence. You prove the evidence through a method that you are using. For example, you are making a statement, and supporting that statement with information that you have found in a journal paper, a newspaper, or information that you got through experiments. An introduction is split up into different parts. Let's start with the first part, which we will call pre-introduction. It introduces the introduction. You need to address a current issue of importance. You do that by giving out information that is generally knowledge. What is known about this issue? You then go on to introduce the actual issue, and lastly, how you are going to deal with the problem, how to address it. By doing all this, you need to remember that you are not just writing for yourself, but most importantly you are writing for someone else to read and understand it. Imagine that you aren't writing your thesis, but rather a paper for a journal to get published. When I started to work on my introduction, I never really felt as if I was writing it in order to get a grade. That was only in the back of my head. Good papers get published and cited. I wanted my paper to become just as good. My content is about scientific writing. I break things down into little pieces. Writing doesn't just happen, there is a lot of preparation and rewriting involved. If what I do helps you, I am very glad. If you want to see more of this content, then like my video, and subscribe to my channel. If you do have any questions, then feel free to leave a comment in the section below. I wish you all the best.